amigos, welcome back to my channel. Thank you guys for tuning in and watching me. It's your girl Black Flamigo, and I'm back again with my 30 days of yoga. Today is day 11 and we're getting into some core work today, so I hope you guys are ready to roll with me and get into your practice. Feel free to gather your tools, feel free to get yoga blocks or maybe a yoga strap. I'm not sure what use you'll really have today, but it's always nice to have those props just in case you need them. Now feel free to hit pause if you're not quite ready to get into today's practice, but if you are ready, go ahead and meet me on your mat in your yoga space, and we're gonna go ahead and get started with some seated breaths, maybe some seated stretches. It's really just gonna be about us tapping into our breath right now. So if you're feeling a little stiff, maybe invite some movement. If you're feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe take a few moments to let the stress and any worries just melt away. This is our time, our practice. Maybe just setting an intention for yourself to stay focused or stay committed to breath. Stay in the moment. Just taking up some space here, taking long inhales and exhales. Inhale, filling up the belly, expanding through the rib cage, taking that breath all the way up to the top, and even holding and then releasing. Exhaling through nose or mouth, releasing fully. Inhale, expanding with air. Exhale, releasing and deflating fully. Taking another cycle of breath and adding in a little bit of movement through the torso, maybe small circles as you ground down through sit bones and stack up tall through the spine. Small circular movements, and maybe taking your moment before you reverse that movement or reverse those small circular motions. Take whatever movement, stretches, breath feels good for you at your own pace, at your own time. Reversing those circles. Seated twist at your own pace to each side. Just warmed up the spine, inviting the breath in with each movement. And take your time to release. Maybe rolling back to center, rolling up into a seated side bend, dropping down that right forearm, left arm reaching up and over. Inhale to reverse. Maybe left forearm coming down, this time right arm reaching up and over. And switching sides at your own pace, allowing that breath to guide you to each side, to sink you deeper into the stretch. And as you're ready, go ahead and roll over to tabletop. Meet me in this 6-point position, stacking shoulders over wrists, hips over knees. Gonna take a few moments in cat and cow. Inhale, lifting chest, dropping belly, pressing tailbone back. Exhale, rounding spine, tucking chin into chest, pressing ground away. Making sure those fingers evenly spread and you're pressing weight evenly through the hand. Strong and nice engaged core, arms are nice and engaged. Maybe take a moment. I have a couple of wrist warm-ups I put into today's practice because we are going to be working a lot on our hands. So if you get fatigued, if your wrists feel tired, take a few moments to stretch the wrist out. Maybe ball up the fist and release the hands, extending the fingers a few times, repeating that fist to extension. And then take a few moments before you re-enter into your tabletop. This time, we're gonna extend our front leg behind us, so maybe it's the left or the right. Either way, taking the opposite or alternate arm out in front of you. You're gonna inhale to extend the leg, extend the arm. Exhale to round the spine, tuck the chin, and bring elbow and knee underneath. Exhale, trying to touch elbow and knee underneath. Inhale to re-extend. Exhale, bring it in. And we're just taking 4 on each side. So resetting to opposite side. Inhale to extend. Exhale to crunch it in. Touching elbow and knee underneath. Inhale to re-extend. Exhale. Notice that the spine is also rounding as you come in. It's very similar to the cat and cow motion. So you can also feel free to reset with the cat and cow when you're ready, and then come into your child's pose, or just simply take a moment in child's pose. Knees spread wide, hips are back towards the heels, upper body nice and long, forehead touching down, maybe to block. On our next inhale, we're coming into upward facing dog. So keeping chest low, hips low, diving that heart forward, and then pushing back to child's pose. We're gonna flow from child's pose to upward facing. So inhale, keeping everything low, and then finally scooping the heart forward for upward facing dog before you meet back into child's pose. Inhale, go ahead and slide that heart forward. Let it breathe, open, and meet the sky. Exhale, press back, child's pose. Maybe take one more. Inhale, everything nice and slow. And upward, exhale, nice and slow. And backwards. I just love that little flow. So stay as long as you like. Before you meet me into your tabletop, we're gonna set up for side plank. So taking our top leg out this time, touching the heel down, touching the entire foot down, and reaching the top arm up. Notice shoulders are stacked over wrists, hips over knees. Now lift the top leg, and we're gonna add a crunch with the elbow and knee, crunching the elbow and knee as much as we can, or maybe about 4 times, 4 to 6 or 4 to 8. I'm gonna give you guys some options to take your own pace. Engage the core. Feel free to touch down anytime you need to. Now we're gonna hold here, holding the arm and leg before we reset back to our tabletop. And your option, if that crunch was too much, just hold your side plank. Don't fully engage. Maybe you just find a level that works for you. If you can't fully engage the elbow and knee to crunch in, if that's too much, hold this side plank. Hold the arms, hold the legs out. But if you can make it to 4, or maybe you're going for 6, maybe you're going for 8 crunches, maybe you're going for more. I'm pretty sure I'm doing more here. Option to hold that plank, of course. Now when we're ready to release, you have the option for tabletop to child's pose or tabletop to down dog. Either way, we're still going to fall back into our child's pose. So taking your time to arrive at the back of your mat with those knees spread and hips back towards the heels. Go ahead and let the upper body breathe nice and long down your mat. Reach those fingertips a little more. Option to reach side to side. Option to add a block for those shoulders underneath the elbows. And then option to come back to your tabletop and step the feet in to meet into forward fold at the top of the mat. We're gonna inhale those hands overhead, extending tall. Exhale, hands through midline, coming back into the fold at the bottom of the mat. And then inhale halfway, shoulders hip height. Exhale, hands down, hop or step back. We're gonna lower from high plank to low plank with the option to drop your knees. Now inhale, find your upward facing dog, shining the chest through, shining heart through. Exhale, find downward facing. Moving into our next sequence, 3-legged dog to knee into chest. Go ahead and extend that back leg up for 3-legged dog. And then you're gonna shift the shoulders over wrist on the exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, re-extend the 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest, shifting shoulders over wrist. Now we have about 4 counts here, so crunching in 4 times before you switch to the other side. Feel free to take a child's pose, press pause if you need to. We have 4 reps on this side as well. So notice that every inhale we're extending for 3-legged dog. Every exhale we're shifting in and driving knee into chest. Now, that was a little quick, so take a moment, maybe in child's pose, just to reset, or any other kind of movement that you would like. We're going to take the same sequence again. Now, if you're in child's pose, meet me in forward fold at the top of your mat. You're going to inhale and rise, squeezing glutes at the top. Exhale and fold again. Inhale halfway. Exhale, hands down, hopper step back, high plank to low. So notice that we're vinyasaing through each little like challenge that we have. So we take the challenge to both sides and we're gonna vinyasa to reset and do it again. So feel free to take an option or a moment in your child's pose, reset if you need to. We're going from three-legged dog to knee into chest, but this time we're touching the knee to both elbows if we can, or as close as we can. So inhale for three-legged, exhale, knee to same elbow, knee to opposite elbow. Inhale to three-legged, knee to same elbow, knee to opposite elbow. And I've done that 4 times on each side. So meet me on the other side when you're ready to touch knee or bring knee as close to both elbows on opposite side. Inhale, three-legged, exhale, knee, knee. Exhale, knee, knee. So I kind of was going a little fast, I realized. So if you guys are going a little slower, totally okay. I'm taking a moment in child's pose, so she'll give you time to catch up and to also catch your breath when you're ready. Sorry if I'm moving too fast. You guys feel free to hit pause. Feel free to change the pace of your practice. Maybe you like play this back in a slower speed if I'm going too fast. And then we're gonna reset in that forward fold position before we inhale to the top of the mat and then exhale slowly back down. Inhaling halfway, shoulders hip height. Now notice I'm kind of like slowing my pace. It's almost like I caught myself moving too fast. So feel free to reset. I'm kind of resetting here. If you felt like you wanted to add in another vinyasa and another ab challenge with the three-legged dog to knee to chest, go ahead and do so. So the next time we meet into tabletop, we're actually going to be getting into our headstand. So if you're not ready, go ahead and press pause, get ready, or take another flow if you need to. We're gonna drop the forearms, clasp the hands behind the head, leaving thumbs up, placing head down, and securing our head in between our hands. Now wrapping the elbows in, you're gonna start to walk the feet in as well, lifting the hips up, trying to stack the hips over the shoulders. Maybe before you lift, you try lifting one knee or one foot at a time. Maybe both of the legs are strong enough to pull in. Now notice that I'm taking my time before I come up. And the truth is, you don't even have to come up from that position. You can just walk the feet in, stack everything up, and just get used to how it feels in that position, okay? Now we're always going to reset with a child's pose. So if you get fatigued, find your moment in child's pose before you reset again. Bringing everything in and safely safely exiting this pose when you're ready, okay? So we're going to try again. Remember, your hands are clasped behind your head, thumbs are up, head secure, elbows are wrapping in. Walk the feet in, stack the shoulders, right? And keep those hips stacked over the shoulders. That's gonna give you enough core engagement to maybe lift those legs a little and get a little hang time. I also give you the option to practice against the wall. Practice, just keep on practicing. Don't worry about falling. Just worry about falling safely, worry about doing everything safely. So notice that like I'm doing a lot of shifting around. I'm just finding what's comfortable for me, and you might have to do that before you actually get those legs in the air. Make sure your mat is comfortable. Like maybe you need a pillow, maybe you need a blanket, maybe you need some extra cushion, right? But usually we want to make sure the head's secure. So whatever you do, make sure head's secure, neck secure. You have room to plant your forearms down. You have room and space for your elbows to anchor. And then notice how stacked I am. My hips are just about over my shoulders, not quite. That's why I didn't get any hang time. But as you start to record yourself and record your progress, which I do highly recommend, especially if you're a part of my Flexi Sexy group, that's you guys' homework. You need to be recording yourselves, okay, and examining your own posture, because while you're up there, you don't know how you look. You're so like busy being up there. Anyway, guys, this was a little short headstand core like workout as well. I am really excited that you guys made it through. Notice that like a lot of times in headstand, I would like go in and out of headstand, but I will always take a break. So you guys remember, like, child's pose is your best friend, especially when you're doing a headstand. Don't forget to like be engaged with like yourself, and don't be afraid to take those options, okay? always reset. Like, never try headstand like over and over again without a reset. All right, so you guys get the picture. Now I'm taking another moment to vinyasa here, so go ahead and meet me at your own pace in your vinyasa to your down dog. You're gonna hold it here, and we have another option for headstand, I think, so we'll see. Or feel free to take a child's pose, right? Maybe take a moment. Now I'm dropping to my knees, and I'm going to drop to my forearms, and I'm going to clasp my hands, and I'm going to leave my thumbs up, give myself some room to place my head in between my hands, secure the thumbs to the back of my head, secure the elbows, and walk the feet in, trying to lift the hips, stacking the hips as much as I can before I go ahead and lift the feet. Now notice my hips are still stacked over my shoulders. Legs are wide. I'm changing my shapes of my feet and my legs, which is cool. You can do that when you feel safe. Now, I didn't really feel super safe, so that's why I'm coming down. You guys might notice that like, oh, it might get uncomfortable. Go ahead and come down. Reset with child's pose. You can always try it again, right? And then make those minor adjustments so that you can feel super comfortable in headstand. That's always going to be the best way to enjoy headstand and to progress your headstand. It's like feeling safe and feeling like you know what you're doing, feeling like your body knows. All right, now I'm trying headstand again. So I'm shifting up onto those forearms, clasping those hands, leaving thumbs up, elbows wrapped in, feet are walking in so I can stack my hips over my shoulders. I feel a little safer, a little safer this time. My legs are straight up. I'm pointing toes, engaging through the feet here. Now I'm doing a little transition into Pinchamarasana, which if you're familiar with, I invite you to like take into your practice, but if you're not, that's okay, right? We're gonna safely touch down, bring both of those feet down, bring both of those knees down, and sit the hips back for child's pose. We're gonna take a few moments to stretch it out, maybe walking fingertips to the left side of the mat completely, or to the right side of the mat completely. Taking any final movements or stretches you might need. One of my favorite ways to reset from headstand is to come into my supine twist on my back. So we're gonna transition over onto our back safely when we're ready. Maybe try happy baby. Oh, that's literally one of my favorite poses to do after doing headstand. Anything that I do inversion wise, when my spine is feeling nice and like a little tight and I'm feeling a little like intensity back there, I love to turn it around for a supine twist. Now I always start with my knees up, and then I cross my leg over the opposite leg. So one leg crosses over the next, and then you're gonna sit the hips up and let your knees fall off to one side. Whatever direction your knees fall, turn your head gently in the opposite direction. Those arms are gonna be open wide to a T shape usually. I didn't want to get sand on myself, so I did not open my arms wide. You can also do it like I'm doing it, but I love when I have the space to kind of open wide for T. Now go ahead and reset. Bring the knees back to the sky, cross opposite leg over, sit those hips away, and let the knees fall down. Turn the head in opposite direction. Again here. Breathing in, letting the spine just unfurl, unwind here. This is literally one of my favorite poses. Like warm up, cool down. I would do it in bed. I would do it when I first wake up. I would do it in the middle of the day just to hear my spine like crack and pop. So I really just like enjoy that pose. It's really yummy. Go ahead and reset with the knees up. This time you're gonna take a lying hip stretch or supine hip stretch, just crossing the ankle over the opposite leg or opposite thigh, shall I say, reaching in between that leg and hugging it in. Option to switch sides. Crossing leg over thigh, making that figure four shape, bringing the hands through to hug yourself a little closer. Now Now, I did get up kind of fast, but if you guys are still in the mood to cool down, I invite you guys to just stay a little longer, get a little deeper in those poses. I want to thank you guys just for showing up for yourself today. That was the end of our practice, but I will be back with another practice. So take as much time as you need just to extend some gratitude to yourself. Maybe take any final stretches that you might need. I want to thank you guys for showing up and sharing space with me. Thank you guys for tuning into this challenge, this 30-day yoga challenge with me. It's taken me a little longer than 30 days to complete and to post to YouTube, but it's about being consistent, right? And just showing up. So I appreciate you guys for showing up. Thank you guys. I have a whole nother awesome week of videos for you guys. So next week, I hope I see you guys back on my YouTube channel. Thank you, Flow Amigos, for showing up for yourself, for showing up and sharing your practice with me, and for tuning in and being consistent. See you guys in the next video. Peace and blessings. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.